दिल से होता है वो मुंह से नहीं निकल पाता है. And I don't see any progress, so I'm like breaking up with them.
Okay. You can break up with the study of a counselor.
It was a hard breakup for my pockets.
So hi guys, welcome to MP Podcast, and today we have Yuvraj Sehgal who's sitting here with 7 admins across USA and UK with some of the topmost schools around the globe. So let's talk to him and get to know his journey. So I think what I want to address first is Yuvraj, right? 7 offers are there, right? And it's been a long journey. It's not a short journey,
Very
right?
long.
Very long. Alright. So after 7 offers, there would be one point जब लगा होगा कोई offer नहीं आने वाला है. Was there?
There were a lot of times like I felt like कि वहाँ पे नहीं आएगा offer वगैरह. But by end of February I started receiving all offers वगैरह. तो थोड़ा सा relief मिलने लगा कि भाई एक तो offer आने लग गए. Started with Simon, फिर ऐसे करके offers आने लग गए. तो थोड़ा relief आने लग गया.
Okay. So now sitting with 7 offers and from some of the topmost schools like KCL, and then you have UCL which you're planning to go ahead with,
Yes.
right? And you can expect yourself to be a part of such a great community in the future. क्या plan है for the future?
Future में तो अभी तो कोई plans नहीं है, but हाँ अभी जो I'm very excited about the offer. I will like slow कि offer आ गए. बाकी हाँ future में देखते हैं कि क्या है plans वगैरह.
Okay. So starting with how we started technically, right? So which month did you come to us?
I guess it was beginning of June or something. Beginning of June or probably end of June. I don't
Last
remember
year.
the date exactly. Yeah, end of June. But जब हमने start करा था, starting में शायद June के time ही करा था, June के time वगैरह. Then it took us like a month to like get to know about each other, my plus points, my minus points and all. फिर धीरे-धीरे then we started.
Okay. Talking about the enrollment, I think we have the funniest enrollment story.
हाँ बहुत.
So how did you kind of get to know about us? Let's tell the Q story.
It was a story that I didn't know I could expect it, but I went during like May or May end something. I went to collect my certificate, my SOL sheet, and
From Delhi University.
basically my degree from
Right.
Delhi University. So I met some person.
Okay.
जो finance के लिए ही जा रहा था. He was going for finance. I had like a small conversation with him starting में कि क्या कर रहे हैं और his background and something. And I got to know about he's my friend through him only. But we did share our numbers. But उस टाइम इतनी ज़्यादा बात हुई नहीं थी कि हम करेंगे. But उसने he like kind of follow up with me regarding my status of applying abroad. तो फिर जैसे जैसे हम follow up करते गए तो हमें फिर I got to know about his friend.
Okay.
And
So
I'm glad about it.
Wonderful. So by this time, I'm understanding you already were looking to study abroad, right?
Yes.
So in your own personal life, right? So first of all, I want to know how Yuvraj is. So right now, you're one of our top achievers, right? But in your life, who is Yuvraj?
That's an interesting question, but I feel like I'm like somewhat I enjoy with the moment. I do think about the future a lot of times, but I feel like enjoying the present. I feel like it's very interesting. You feel like if you enjoy the present, you'll enjoy the future too. So I like enjoying this time.
Okay.
It goes slow and slow.
So talking about you as a student, right? So study abroad profile की जो बात करते हैं, right? So talking about the set of academic, endeavors that you had gone through, you were a part of Delhi University, right? But the open schooling, right? So
Yes.
how did you feel about that? And when you started to think about going abroad, did you think ये problem है या सही है या पता नहीं था क्या होगा with open schooling?
हाँ, क्योंकि जब you have an open degree, there's a lot of things that कि वो नहीं हो सकता क्योंकि SOL degree is like a 3-year degree.
Yeah.
And for applying US, you need almost 4-year degree.
Absolutely.
UK में 3-year degree है मैंने, but SOL is like a open college, तो इतने recognize नहीं है as per normal colleges give. So yeah, that was a major barrier during the process. But I didn't feel like there was any barrier.
Okay.
regarding the degree because we highlighted a lot of points that were good. So उसकी वजह से it kind of overshadowed my 3-year degree with.
Okay. And when you came to us, you were a fresher. Did you have experience? Internships?
Internships and a very minimalistic experience, you can say.
Okay.
Not that much. Finance में related थोड़ा बहुत experience, but not that much.
Okay. So a student who wants to study abroad, right, someday brings it to the family that this is my aspiration, right? So when did you tell your family that I want to go abroad and study, or was it the opposite way? Your family reaching out to you कि बेटा बाहर जाओ पढ़ो?
I think it was like I started that I wanted to study abroad.
Okay.
I had no clue about where we were studying, but I had like a thing that I'll study abroad regarding the course finance.
Okay.
But I had like a conversation with. Firstly, I had a conversation with my father.
Okay.
That I want to study abroad. Like these are my future plans, and I feel like बाहर पढ़ने से it can be used as leverage to the industry I want to enter.
Okay.
तो फिर हाँ ऐसे ही start हुआ.
ठीक है. And I think your dad was pretty supportive. He came.
हाँ.
You know.
My family was very supportive, like from start to end.
Mm-hmm.
They were like they are the major supporters of me. You can say they are the cheerleaders for me.
But I think the family support is a big thing for
Big
to
thing,
study abroad.
If you want to study abroad, family support is like paramount. You have to.
Wonderful. Okay, so coming back to this cute story, right? So you met Udit, right? Who shared an experience, right? पता था बाहर जाना है with the full reference point. I think you were having already searching, right? So क्या research कर रहे थे उस time पे खुद से?
खुद से तो मैंने research through लोगों से भी पूछ के करा कि people who are already abroad or how did they manage all these things. और उनसे भी बात करी.
Okay.
Talked to a lot of relatives or friends. उन सबसे बात करी. Searched lot of pages on Google कि मैंने भाई 10वें पेज पे पहुंच गया था मैं. भाई कौन सी लगी है pros and cons.
क्या लगता है Google पे सही information है गलत है और too much of information?
Yeah, too much information. Like if there is too much information तब वो बंदा समझ नहीं आता क्या करूँ. But if it's like you have like 5 points, then you have to shortlist from them, then it's fine. If you have a lot of points, तो फिर वो बंदा confuse ही हो जाता है ना.
Right. I think when I was there at my time, the problem was there was very little information. And now the thing is, there's so much of information that you don't know what to trust. Right? And
same Netflix में भी होता है. You have a lot of movies to watch, but you end up wasting your half an hour just scrolling through the pages.
Absolutely. Right. ठीक है तो उदित ने बताया कि okay there's this consultancy who does so and so and definitely I think Udit would have a good experience, that's why he told you of a good service.
He was following up with me like every alternate day.
Okay.
I thought कि मैं बार बार call you कर.
Udit is very every student wants to go abroad.
कह रहे भाई क्या हो गया ऐसे करके वो कॉल आया. मैंने पर हाँ that was good thing.
Yeah.
I felt like हाँ he was following up. He was interested more in me. That I felt like कि हाँ I have to like go and think about it कि अभी क्या plan होना चाहिए हमें.
Right. I think Udit, in fact, he visited the office a few days back from the US, right? And he's one person, he wants to motivate everybody who wants to go abroad because he was somebody who never thought कि मैं जा पाऊँगा. And now that he is already there and he's fulfilling his dreams, living the life, I think he has that kind of rigor to motivate each and every student that he meets, right? So at that point, were you already looking for a counselor when you met Udit?
I already had a counselor before that, and it wasn't a good experience at that time because I didn't see any progress. I enrolled with them probably in February, until February to May. During 3-4 months, I didn't see any progress because I was doing all the things on my own. They had like 5% progress I could see. So I was thinking about shifting it, but fortunately I met Udit and the story turned out.
And if I may ask, what is that you invested with that person?
It was more than 1.5, more than 1.5.
That's about.
I could recover some amount, but it wasn't that. It was just a nominal amount.
But with this person, right? So you took, your money back, whatever you could get. But I think you would have left it, right? If you're not happy.
Yeah, I would have left it in a month or two.
Right. So, क्या expectations थी from that counselor, right? Or what was the expectation that he could not meet, he or she, right? then you were to an extent that you were ready to leave 1.5 lakhs. It's a pretty good amount still in India, right? So how was your experience? What was it about?
Basically, I was thinking कि मैं उनके साथ जब enrolled हुआ था, I was thinking they'll help me building up things like if you do this course, this would help you or something. But I was like researching on my own that if I do this courses, that would help me or something. तो मैं जो progress तो थी वो मेरे को only it was a reverse progress.
Okay.
Before enrolling to them, I was I had more information than them.
Okay.
तो फिर जब उनके साथ मैं हुआ तो मेरे पास कुछ भी नहीं था. I was doing everything LORs, SOPs, everything I was doing on my own, which is good, but I don't see their like attention towards me because they have a lot of people enrolled with them, so their time was they devoted the time to other people, not me, and I paid a hefty amount to them, and I couldn't see any progress. So I was like brink of breaking up with them.
Okay. You can break up with a counselor, right?
It was a hard breakup for my
It turned out
pockets.
to be good.
For my pockets, but yeah.
Okay. So going forward, I think that gave you this experience, glimpse of an experience, right? So, but I'm sure it would have been difficult to invest again because we again are a charged consultancy, right? So, when we told you about the pricing, so what did you understand from our services, or how could you believe us that you were ready to start again?
First, there was like Udit ki wajah se I got to know if you have like a human experience, you can interact with. He already had a good experience with you. That's like a plus point. Secondly, I did my due diligence too.
Okay.
I went through your website, up and down. There were like many case studies about a lot of people, and I felt like it's very like positive and very good. So I wanted to like continue.
That reminds us we have to get your case study for this one. Alright. So, ठीक है, आपके background check किए होंगे and definitely it's a very important step when you are looking for a study abroad counselor. Frankly, जब मैं ढूंढ रही थी, I wanted to study at Wharton and I honestly could not find somebody at that time, right? So if you have to tell, the three things, that a student should look for in a study abroad counselor, what would you say?
Three things. There are a lot of things, but if you shortlist to three things, definitely talk to people who have already been to those consultancy, maybe past, or maybe they are still without that consultancy, or already they have got an offer and they have positive feedback. That will be first. Second is do your own due diligence. That's that's very important. Go through their websites, go through their Instagram pages and all. Of course, that's more of a marketing thing, but go through their every site they work. And thirdly, just be sure that this amount is just an investment.
Yeah.
If you count this as an expense, then you should go on.
Yeah.
It's definitely an investment because you learn a lot of good things during this journey.
Absolutely.
I would say like this 1 year has been a very remarkable for me. I learned a lot of new things. I wasn't that confident earlier. I mean, of course, Inspire did help me a lot, but subconsciously and unconsciously, it did help me a lot building up my confidence and all.
Right. I think study abroad journey, it's not like you go, you purchase something and you come back, right? It's like 6-9 months journey and students spend sometimes 1-2 years with us. So उस point पे ऐसे हो जाता है, you become like family. It's a journey of ups and downs, right? And you learn all throughout, right? And frankly, I know about your case, you being a very active student. So I think from a consultancy standpoint, we just expect active students who have a passion. And that was a common thing between you and Udit, right? And that is very clear you are, right? Moving forward, right? So you enrolled with us. There would have been a certain level of trust. You entrusted, and your father, your family would have definitely believed in us, right? Because you moved ahead, right? सबसे पहले जब कॉल हुआ क्या एक्सपेक्ट किया था? Because when you pay something like 50 to 80,000, the first call is very important कि आज क्या होने वाला है कॉल पे, right? So How was your first call? Who was your career strategist at that time?
Career strategist was Shub, and the first conversation I had with him was just a normal conversation, not related to any academic or what's your background. He just wanted to get me get used to like a normal conversation, build that friendship, and eventually go through my profile and all. I had like a small conversation. We had a few laughs and all. Then he started. Then he started asking me about my profile. Just a brief introduction, not in detail, but just a brief introduction. Then he suggested me some courses and all. What would be my month plan? We did have weekly meetings. I think it was every Wednesday, but I used to follow him like every day, like WhatsApp and all. I used to just follow him. But yeah, we used to have very like a weekly progress on Wednesday, and we used to have like 1 hour. Session,
call
session,
on
1 hour.
Wednesday.
30-minute normal conversation and 30 minutes what's the progress on. And after that, he gave me a plan for a month. Then the courses I should get enrolled in, and we started preparing for the IELTS sooner or
Right.
maybe August or September. I don't remember the date exactly, but yeah, somewhere related.
So your first step was to prepare for IELTS and to take your exam.
Yes.
Okay, alright. So, I think one very big point for every student who gets enrolled with a consultancy is shortlist. Right? Because the biggest problem is getting poor rank schools in your shortlist. And when you try to create a shortlist of topmost schools, you feel like, I'm not going through this.
Exactly.
So, जब पहला shortlist share हुआ, right? What were your expectations? And when you actually saw those names on that shortlist, how did it feel? How could your counselor make you believe in yourself that okay, I can do this?
But like during the course, we changed a lot of universities.
Okay.
One of the reasons was like I was still confused whether I would be able to get in those colleges or not.
Okay.
There were a lot of big names.
Right.
I wanted to get in the big names, and I got one.
Yeah.
And I was like very confused. Would I be able to get in what I'm right now, and what can I like achieve that, get into that university? But yes, it was a slow progress. Yeah, something.
Okay. What do you understand by shortlist? मतलब student का perspective क्या है shortlist? Okay, because there will be a lot of students who might even watch this video, right? And every student's come with his or her own expectations, right? So, what do you understand from a shortlist? या फिर हम जब अपने students को shortlist बना के देंगे, what should we do as counselors?
So, like you have to create a strategy relating to universities you want to go in. First, of course, your ambitious colleges that you want to go, you shortlist with that. Then you have a safety net, and there are a lot of strategies around.
Yeah.
You can like change it according to yourself. You can have more of ambitious college or more of safety nets. But it all depends on you, and you have to talk to the counselor regarding that. That I want to like go for the more for ambitious college and less for safety net.
Okay.
And eventually, you have to boil down to your decision, and as well as your career strategist is okay with that.
Okay. So, Shubh ने आपको पहला shortlist दिया, right? And you might have felt okay about it, right? समझ आया था उस टाइम UCL होने वाला है, Kings होने वाला है.
उस टाइम by chance UCL time.
So UCL was never in your first shortlist.
No, it wasn't my option.
Okay.
It was like way above my. I was saying exactly. They were good colleges, but UCL wasn't in the list at that time.
So what exactly did we do in our profile कि UCL जो list में नहीं था वो आ गया list में?
Because during हमारे जब progress कर रहे थे slowly and eventually, so at one point we felt like we are eligible for UCL. And I did felt it, but Shubh ने भी बोला you should go for UCL too. Like then that was like in October something, September or October.
Okay.
Then हमने shortlist करी for UCL को.
Okay.
Then we applied probably in February or something.
So you applied in February for September intake.
Yes.
That was pretty late. Not late, but still not very early in time, I would say.
We were still like finalizing a lot of things because this process is very long. You have to like be at top of all the times. Your SAP and all this. Lot of things that matter during your application.
Right.
So you have to focus on that. We felt like in February we can apply for it. Then in February we apply for it.
Okay. So one major thing that we try to change at placement rep is that let's say a profile comes to us, we just don't accept it that way, right? We want to add a few things so that your profile can go from, let's say, Queen's Mary to UCL, right? So what is a student's perspective on profile enhancement? क्या expectations होती हैं student की profile enhancement से?
Other expectations ये होती है कि every university like in UK they are Russell Group, a lot of good university. Every university is great, but you have to see your course is relevant to that university or not. Whether that course has a lot of alumni, whether they have like a lot of networks and all. You have to focus on that. Maybe a university has a program which is like the university is normal average, but the course is like top of the list. So you have to see whether your course and university match, and you have to like boil down to that case.
ठीक है. बहुत ही अगर honest opinion चाहिए of how much actually do you need a study abroad counselor?
I felt like I wanted to have it because I had very little knowledge about what I want to, like I wanted to do this, but I didn't know how to do it.
Okay.
And I did try to search it on my own, but I couldn't have a proper decision. If people can do it on their own, that's good. But for my perspective, I wanted to do it through some consultancy because I wanted to go to a good university that
ASAP. Alright. ठीक है. Now, application for the time is very active space, right? Because you are actually taking action, right? कि अब जो प्रोफाइल भी बनाया है, finally you have to put it on paper and you're finalizing it. And how difficult is it to click on that submit button?
How very difficult. I remember I was filling up an application and I had to like scroll down up and down. It was a 10-page application or something.
Okay.
So I had to like scroll down up and down. I did it for an hour or something. Then I didn't submit it. The next day I gave it to my father to check whether all the details are okay and all. And it went through like 3-4 days. Then I had to submit.
Another 3-4 days.
Yeah, the deadline was close, so I had to submit.
Okay. नहीं तो और दिन
लग गया. Submit button दबाने में ये पसीने में निकल गया.
Alright.
कुछ गलत डिटेल चली, कुछ वो हो गया, वो थोड़ा सा डर लगता है.
Right. No, I think I've been a student at Pragya. I submitted this SOP for Alberta. So at that point, so I had these 10 SOP variants that I created, and now there are so many SOP variants that I could boom the कौन सा final वाला है. And the one that I uploaded, so you have to write University of Alberta. So I just wrote bracket में add University name and I forwarded that. It was like, what have I done? But I got it changed. The more you get absorbed, समझ आता है there are things that you can do.
You evolve during those process. Like first SOP is like not your final SOP.
Right.
You have to make a lot of changes. I remember making like changes, giving back to the strategist, and then I received it back, and it was like a back and forth process, probably for a week or two.
Right.
It was like more than 7-8 drafts.
Right.
Then I had to submit it.
Right. I think for all the editing stuff, what I have to tell you, it is not something you can do in one go. It's a process, right? Because sometimes we share the SOPs with our students. They're like, okay, not happy, right? And we tell them that is why we've sent it to you for review, right? And then they add the pointers. With some students it's a one-time thing. With some students even up to it's like 20 retakes लगते हैं to finalize, right? पूरे application phase में editing, LORs, application actually भरना सबसे ज़्यादा क्या difficult है?
सबसे ज़्यादा difficult definitely SOP हो सकता है.
Okay.
Because you have to make changes in SOP according to the university. Like if university has they weight something more. Like suppose they weight there's a investment fund in that university. So you should mention that in your SOP that how you can help growing that fund or something. So you have to alter the changes according to the university you want to apply in. Of course, there are a lot of drafts you can send, but you have to make changes according to the university.
Understood.
So,
now
that was a tedious process.
It is, but I think that's where the main essence lies. That's your story. Right? And the universities go by your story. Now that you were a study abroad expert with 7 offers, overall क्या flow समझ आया SOP में क्या mention करना है?
In my experience, like mine was finance. So I felt like I had to give a good background of a brief background of what I am and what I did.
Okay.
And the second would be my interests.
Okay.
And a long-term or a short-term goal, a brief paragraph according to that.
Okay.
And if the university has an investment fund or society you want to be a part of, do mention about it. Because that shows that you are very excited about joining that, not just the university but about that society or something. So you should also mention that. If it's okay, if you don't mention it, it's fine, totally fine, up to you. But I would recommend you to mention it. Just a brief line or 1 or 2 lines that would do or something.
Okay.
And end it with a good ending why you want to go for the university.
Right. ठीक है. So let's say you applied, right? कितना time लगा universities को revert करने में, and how was that phase?
That was a very long process.
Longest
process.
Perception wise.
I had to scroll up and down. I had to check every application whether I have received any message.
So UCL कितनी बार check की before you actually got an offer?
I applied in February and got in April something.
Okay.
And every day, almost every day I was checking whether I got any offer or something or message, any message from UCL.
Okay. So was UCL your dream university?
Definitely, it was my first priority. If I get into UCL, I'm not looking for anything.
Yes, and in fact, I've heard that from Shubh as well, that UCL is your target, right? But I have one question, right? So you've applied to King's and you've gotten through, right? In fact, there are some 7 other good universities, all top ranked schools that you've gotten through, right? But since it's UK, so King's is the closest, right? So why did you select UCL? Because the moment I heard it, I was like, why is he leaving King's, right? So what is your perception of that?
I feel what course you are doing, the most important thing is check the curriculum. Whether it's something you want to do or whether you would be able to do it and your interest lie in that. And I did compare with King's too, and I felt the King's curriculum wasn't that quantitative heavy.
Okay.
And UCL was very quantitative heavy.
Okay.
So I went to UCL.
Okay. Now that you've selected UCL, I think you're missed your visa process.
Yes.
Right. How does it feel? Only the last step is pending. Are you still worried about your visa?
I'm a little worried, but relieved too because I've got the offer. But you can say I'm a little worried about the visa. But yeah, I don't worry about the future now. I'll just go with the just go with the flow.
Okay. So planning to now go to UK, right? Of course, it's a life-changing thing when you go abroad. Not just that it adds to your profile on LinkedIn or your resume. It's more of your exposure. It changes your life in terms of meeting new people. What are you expecting from your study abroad?
And there are a lot of expectations, but I feel like the course I want to go in, it's some course that I want to study. I always wanted to study finance, and because I want to work in a good agency or investment management.
Okay.
And I feel like I can use that leverage to enter into that. And more of I'll enjoy the London life too.
Absolutely, you should. Planning to come back to India?
Yes, definitely.
Really?
Probably, of course, I will visit my parents too.
Visiting? Are you planning to settle there? सोच के जा रहे हो वापस नहीं आऊँगा, or you want to come back?
In unforeseeable future, yes. But let's hope.
Okay. So why do you think that at this point there's so many students? Not everybody has aspiration to just go into the top most school, right? But still every year there are almost like 10 lakh students who are going abroad, right? So why do you think so many students are going abroad?
Maybe they want some you can divide students in a lot of categories. Some people want to study just abroad. They just don't think about it. They just want to study abroad. You have to see the underlying reason about it.
Yeah.
And the most valid reason, I feel like you want some type of international exposure. And it's a different terrain, different geography altogether. You meet a lot of people. In India, you meet a lot of people from different backgrounds. But someone you are related to them, you can connect with them. But when it comes to studying abroad, you meet people from all the geographies, all the continents and all. So it depends on you how you network with people. And it would be, I feel like I can connect with a lot of people. It would be a task for me, but that's all.
Okay.
I do talk to a lot of them.
You don't talk to them.
I do talk to
You
them.
do talk. I think that's perfect. And frankly, that's the advice I give to everybody. I've seen students going to Harvard and then saying we actually didn't network. That's the worst thing ever.
I want to just add one line.
Yes.
Your network is your net worth. I wanted to use that.
Okay. I think that works.
But yeah, that's like very, very important.
Actually, see why.
Even if you don't get first meeting won't be an interesting one. You just talk to them and you connect with them. Even if you don't connect with them, you have to take an experience what type of conversation you should and you shouldn't have with people.
Absolutely, and I don't think it's just limited to the top end schools, right? Even if you're going to an average rank school, the people that you speak with, right, your network is actually what plays your part, right? So learn every day. And there are people, I've seen people who try to stick with the people from the same geographies as them, right? The worst thing to do, right? You're investing so much, approximately I think 50-60 lakhs, right? And that's not small, right? So I think you need to make, every day count. And I think, as you said, network is your net worth, right? Now that you're so close to going, right? Any fears, any concerns? डर लग रहा है जाने से, excited तो हो गई of course.
Excited, yes, definitely I'm excited, but a little worried, not worried, but I'll definitely miss my parents. That would be that's the most, that's the thing that I would miss the most. My
parents or food?
Food. I was getting to that point only. Definitely, I'll miss my mom's food.
Yeah.
Because I can't survive with good Punjabi food.
And that too, being the Delhiite.
I love exploring. I love going to the places. Of course, in London, I'll explore a lot of places too.
Yeah.
But in Delhi, I like to explore. I like exploring food, but at the end of the day, I just want to have my mom's home cooked. That would I
think
that's
every
and one more.
Yeah.
I would miss my sister.
Okay.
Because every day I come back home and just irritate her and then go back.
So your sister is elder, younger?
Younger.
Okay.
So I irritate her and then I go back to my room. That's my to-do list.
I think you will definitely feel homesick. There's nobody.
Homesickness here.
So वो तो होगा नहीं automatically, right? You love exploring Delhi food. Now you love cooking food, primarily Maggi.
I do cook food, but not that often. Nobody likes their own cook. Definitely.
You will start to do so, I think, once you're there. I've seen my students and some students actually video call me once they're there, and they're like, okay, this is my carton of milk. This is my conflicts, and we're eating this for 3 days straight. So don't let that happen.
Definitely.
Planning to learn how to cook?
Yes, I'm planning to do that. I'm still doing that. It's still in progress.
Still in progress. Okay. Apart from it, as you reach out to your university, right? So have you planned something कि जाते ही पहले ये करना है? Have you set your checklist in mind?
I have some few checklists. I'll first go find a place. I'm still looking for a place to for my accommodation and just throw my bag once I reach London and immediately start exploring places.
Yeah.
Or probably rest for a few hours, and then start exploring the London.
So how often are you planning to take leave from your university and go outside?
That would definitely depend on the course, because I've had a conversation with a lot of alumni and a lot of people who are still studying, and term one is very hectic.
That's what I'm asking you.
You don't
UCL
get
is hectic.
Yeah, it's very hectic. Term one is definitely like you won't be able to get much time towards some leisure activity you want to do it, but enjoy this part before going to London, and enjoy the part where you explore London before the course starts.
Before the course starts. Okay. So once you go there, and of course you would kind of get settled in a week or two, right? But once you actually get to what you started for, which is your career, right? I think we talk about ROI so often because you're putting in 60 lakhs not to get 30 lakhs. You want to get that back in the next 1-2 years, right? So what is your plan to get your ROI back?
I feel like ROI is a very good metric to see your progress, but it does build a lot of pressure that you have to work there and eventually get your return on investment. Of course, 2 or 3 years down the line, if you work there, you will get your investment back what you invested so far in the journey through your study of law. But I feel like you have to check whether what you learn is it's upscaling yourself or not.
Okay.
If it's not upscaling yourself, then that would be a wrong. You have to check a lot. You have to have conversation with a lot of people and all. Check a lot of things. And I feel like ROI is a good metric, but it should be a only metric while checking it.
Take care. And once you go there, planning to take up a part-time job? या सोचा नहीं है अभी
अभी तो कोई आइडिया नहीं अभी मैंने सोचा है.
Okay, I think the team will connect with you for that.
Definitely.
Right, but अभी सोचा है कहाँ काम करोगे 3 साल बाद? Have you filtered out have you filtered out companies for yourself or job roles? Are you searching anything beyond university, or you are still searching mostly about university?
So right now it's still at the nascent stage. I'm checking a lot of things like what background I have, and after graduating from UCL, what would I have, and according to that I'm looking for a lot of job requirements there, and what type of skills they require.
Okay.
One of the important skills they need it, and it is common in every industry. I'm still at the nascent stage, but let's see what it goes.
So this just reminds me, there is one particular step that we do, which is this job profile sheet, right? Wherein we talk about these are job roles, right? And you can study these courses to go in these job roles, and these are your average salaries, right? So we talk all about your career, and we call it a career blueprint, right? So this particular step is something that is, we promote this because we want to let students know it's not just a happy picture. You have to also plan your future, right? So how important was this step for you, and how much actually did it help you?
Yeah, it did help me a lot, because you have to check whether you are eligible. If you want to work somewhere, suppose it's an investment management firm, you want to work there, whether you are qualified or not. Of course, salary matters, but you have to check whether you fulfill those requirements in the job requirement skills and all, and eventually go to that decision.
Okay. So at this point, I think there will be some 20,000-30,000 students in our system who might watch your video, and many others, right? If you have to tell one thing before they just jump into their study abroad journey, what is that one piece of advice you would give to them?
I would say definitely enjoy the process and do your own due diligence while selecting everything, and it would be a good investment. Invest in the things you find interesting and you feel like would help you entering into a good university abroad, and enjoy the process. It wouldn't be a straight path. It would be a zigzag, but slowly and eventually you get.
Okay. So Yuvraj, at this point, I think you have offers from US, UK, right? So, कैसे decide किया US versus UK? Because many students are just confused, with the country कि हम कहाँ जाए, right? So, how was this decision making for you?
Uh, it was a difficult process for me too, because I also wanted to work in US and I was confused between US and UK. So for that, what I did, I made a checklist, 3-4 points, short checklist. One was location, job prospects, alumni. You have to make a checklist. What you feel like would be a major thing while choosing a university. So you have to make like 4-5 checklists, and I felt like UCL was fulfilling all the checklists that I made. So I went through that also. And I had a lot of conversation with the alumni. I think you have to have a conversation with alumni through LinkedIn or any other thing, any other social platform. You have to have a conversation and eventually get to a decision between US and UK.
Okay. But as of now, you hold offers from, I think, Rochester, Fordham, Northeastern with the scholarship, right? So how much was that scholarship from Northeastern?
Northeastern, I got $8,500 scholarship.
Northeastern, but I think it's a very common name for students to, reach for, because it's a good school, right? Everybody has a good experience with Northeastern, right? So why not Northeastern?
Even initially, I was confused between the Northeastern and UCL. And what I told you that I had made a checklist and I felt like UCL was above that, but I feel like Northeastern had a very good course. Curriculum is almost similar to UCL, maybe there's a difference of 19-20, but yeah, I felt like UCL was superior in some prospects.
Okay. And one major thing that students generally don't talk about a lot, although now with the students that we have, they are very concerned about the courses. But within finance, if I say, right, because specializations की कोई limit नहीं है, right? You have investment, you have banking, you have so many other portfolio management, right? You have so many, it's endless, right? So how was this choice for you? And even UCL in fact offers so many specializations, and King's has different tracks, right? So how was this choice for you?
So first you have to check what type of course you want to go in, and what is the area your interest lies. So like King's has a lot of courses in finance, where it was like corporate finance, banking and finance, and one course I think asset pricing. Even UCL has a lot of varieties of finance. I just wanted to go for finance because I felt like the curriculum was up to the mark. And I felt like if I want to enter the industry, suppose it was investment banking, you can say asset management, or any other finance industry, banking finance industry, you can easily maneuver and pivot yourself by entering into that job profile. But if you have a very specialization or niche in that course, suppose there is mathematical finance in UCL, so you would be more inclined towards the quantitative. A lot of investment banks have profiles in quantitative finance, but you would be limited to that. So I wanted to explore more of that. So I chose finance over the very niche courses that
all the specializations.
Exactly.
All right. And if I say course over university, how true is that statement?
Definitely, 100%. I would say first choose your course if it interests you, and then you choose your university.
Right.
That should be your approach. Yeah.
So technically, the thing is you figure out what is the best course according to your future predicted ROI. Right. Once you finalize your course, then see that course is available across which universities, and then you see other factors. Finalize the university. This is a company that I started with a vision. It's not that we just want to be in Dwarka. We want to be everywhere to actually help out students who were like me, who wanted good help, genuine help, right? And people जो गए थे पूछने की अच्छा वॉटिंग कैसे जाते हैं and came back with a Canada का shortlist. I was one of them, right? So this is the vision for Ex-Migrant, right? Just unbiased, true guidance, right? So, from a student perspective, if you have to talk about Ace Method today, what would you talk about?
I feel like the journey is too long, and you need a guiding hand throughout this journey. And Ace Method 14 would help you a lot regarding this journey. They won't just help you professionally, and they would also help you personally. I did build a lot of personal connection with a lot of people there, especially Shob, Nikhil, and you will learn a lot of new things throughout this journey. And just go with the flow and enjoy the process, and you'll get into a good university. You don't have to worry about it. And yes, that would be it.